everybody. So this is really fun. We are here to talk about season 3 of When Calls the Heart. We previously did an episode covering seasons 1 and 2. This is covering season 3, and I'm joined by Amber to talk about it.
Hi, everybody.
The episode for season 3 is the New Year's, and I believe that Rosemary it has to put on a New Year's play. Is that correct?
Well, so what happens is Rosemary enters this competition talking about like the idyllic frontier family New Year's or something.
Oh, right.
And so she enters that, she wins, she's selected, and then there's that funny plot line where she has to convince Lee to pretend that they're engaged.
Right. That was
not
funny.
Engaged, married. That
they just started to date.
But they pretend to be married, and it's really fun. But as part of Rosemary's New Year's spectacular, she sets up the play, the New Year's play.
So there's this play, and that is a lot of fun when they're like pretending to be married, and like Lee's just kind of like looking at her and like, how far is she going to take this? And it turns out the reporter sort of knows all along, that they're not really married, and but he still wants to do the article, and this is a fun one. I really like the next Christmas one is what I was thinking of, but yeah, and this did very well too. I'm looking at the viewers, 2.49. So I guess which is a lot higher than any other episode I'm seeing. I guess it must have gotten the bump from
the Christmas bump
viewers. Yeah. So
the thing about the movies, I'll just say, is I think they are way better than the series because they don't have to deal with the storylines that I feel really bog down the fun of the series.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in New Year's and Christmas, they don't really spend more than a second acknowledging, the railway or, Gowen's the worst or whatever their plot happens to be. It's just like, it's basically the whole thing is something fun that Rosemary can do. So I think it really benefits from being unshackled from the arcing storylines. Yeah,
and they really are pretty self-contained. You could watch them and not watch the show and pretty much understand what's going on.
Yeah. So I really loved it. I mean, there's not a lot to dig into as far as like this over storyline because it's self-contained for the most part, but I really loved it. To that point, it was easily my favorite part of the show. So
So how many crowns did you give the Christmas special then?
I would have given the New Year's special.
New Year's special, sorry.
I would give it 3.75 crowns.
Okay, I basically have the same. We're on the same page with that.
Yeah, because it's really fun, but it's not perfect, but it's pretty good.
I think I like like I said, the next one a little bit better, but it's cute. It's really cute. In season 3, it starts out the main plot line is that Gowen's all being greedy and he's trying to stop Lee from his sawmill and other sort of greedy schemes.
Yeah, and I apparently am the world's biggest Gowen apologist. I don't think he was trying to like prevent Lee from making whatever, but I think he was just like, you got to grease the palms of industry. He was just trying to make money off of Lee. I don't think he was trying to like sabotage Lee. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it. I know everyone's like, Gowen's a mysterious, mustache-twirling villain, and he is. But I don't think that it was like, because what benefit would it give him to actually run Lee out of town? There would be no one to take that slack.
Yeah,
he wouldn't be able to pay anyone.
I mean, I guess I wish that we towards season 4, we did get a few softer moments with him, but he is pretty, if people see him that way as being sort of the scheming bad guy, it's because that's a lot of how he's presented. There's not he's not that well-rounded of a character, but
I see the rounds in Gowen.
All right.
But season 3, he's tied into the, storyline with Jack Wagner and Nora. I can't remember what Jack Wagner's character's name is right now.
Bill Avery.
Yeah, he's tied into that Bill, Nora, Gowen love triangle thing. Which is just, did anyone have fun watching that?
No.
I mean, like,
She was slightly less annoying than in season 2, but
she's
she was
adorable
pretty.
though. Like she's so beautiful.
Yeah.
But like, and like, I could see why those guys would be like, hey. And I'm confused. Are they trying to say that Gowen was the biological father of the kid that got raised by Bill, or what? I never got any clarity on that.
You mean their son?
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought that.
Well,
I don't
because
know.
he was
Maybe I
like,
missed that.
"Oh, you left her," and then he was like, "Well, I had to leave her. I got moved," and they were like, "Well, you could have not abandoned her." And so I'm like, "So is that what they're saying? That he was the father of the kid?"
I never picked up on that, but who knows? If you have an idea in the comments section, please help us out.
Yeah.
But the other sort of main plotline in this beginning is Pastor Frank has a dark side, and we got hints of that in season 2. Well, it turns out he used to be a outlaw, a thief, whatever. And there's these 3 guys that are wanting. I think one of them or 2 of them are his brothers, or I'm not sure.
The 2 of them are brothers, but they're not his brothers.
Okay. Anyway, so they want to use his special skills, I guess, that he has, and get him back into on the bad side from being a preacher. And
I couldn't care less.
Yeah, I really couldn't either. It was very boring. And him and Abigail are having this relationship, and she gets upset with him for lying. We also get the plotline of Elizabeth purchasing her own home in this time. And also we have Jack also buying land for them to live on someday. So that's kind of these early episodes. There's also a ton of time spent in the school.
Yeah.
In these episodes, a ton of time spent with the kids, whether it's a science fair or other activity of some kind, and most of the time it's very boring.
Well, and we do get the introduction of Cody and Becky in this season.
So yeah.
So they're a big part of the show.
Yes.
Oh, can we also just talk about completely dropped Elizabeth's family? Yes, that storyline's dead. Jack's brother is dead to us as well. Like the last we saw of her family, Elizabeth's sister had run away. The end, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And so she's just run away and no one told her, or she just ran away and Elizabeth doesn't care?
I don't know. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, these were very boring outlaws. I don't know. They just didn't do anything for me. And yeah, you do get in episode 5, you get Faith coming into town, who helped treat Jack's brother in Hamilton. And she's a nurse. And at first, Elizabeth is very kind of worried about their Jack and Faith's friendship, but that seems to subside fairly quickly. They kind of give her own plot lines and things like that.
Yeah, if Vibrant Spark Rosemary couldn't pull Jack away from Elizabeth, Faith, who is very sweet, is not going to pull away Jack. I'm sorry. Yeah. Rosemary is the best, and if he doesn't love Rosemary, then he will only love Elizabeth.
Yeah. So agreed. So okay. I'm trying to see if I can.
And then we also get so there's the whole Cody and Becky thing, which is fun. I guess it gives Abigail something a little bit more to do than just being right to other adults all the time, I guess, and it is an outlet for her. I want to say know-it-all, but I don't want it to sound rude. Like she's a little bit of a know-it-all. Yeah. Her know-it-all streak gives it an outlet that's more normal, because I feel like if she was just always bossing people around, people in real life would be like, okay, chill out, Abigail. But her correcting and teaching children how to live makes more sense. So, I mean, I do like the addition of Cody and Becky as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, and they're pretty decent kid actors.
Yeah,
they don't do too bad a job. So Becky, that has like health problems with her like legs and other things. And
well, I think she just got some like weird fever, right? Some old timey fever, and then because she was recovering for so long, she was like weak and couldn't walk, but like it was psychosomatic, and she just like didn't think she could walk or whatever, and then she was healed somehow, but whatever.
yeah. So they have a, let's see here. So then it's in episode 5, we get the, like at the end, we get the introduction of Aunt Carolyn. So this becomes an arc for the season. So Aunt Carolyn comes in. She is the aunt of Cody and Becky, and she says that she is going to take them and she's going to raise them, and she's going to take Becky out of school because, of course, she's a genius, like we already know with all these children. And
hashtag genius children.
Genius children becomes a serious point of drama for this season.
Well, I don't remember that lasting very long because it was basically like she was wrong, and then Elizabeth and Abigail were obviously right as usual. And then, of course, they were able to see her point of view. And then she was like, and I'll pay for you to have all the college. Hooray, I'm just a wealthy aunt who allows you to follow your dreams.
I guess it was just 2 episodes. It felt longer. Okay. Yeah. And then we also get the announcement of the Hollywood movie is going to be shot.
Yes.
In the town. And she is of course, Rosemary is very excited about this.
Yeah. And that was fun having the little Hollywood movie arc.
Mm-hmm.
And then having Rose, like, obviously, what are the odds of the Hollywood producer being like, oh, it's Rosemary Laveau? But it's funny, so it's fine. And then her making the choice ultimately to not go to Hollywood because she found a different dream. I like.
Yeah, that scene is really cute.
I know feminists who are like, whatever, but like, if that's what she wants, then she can have that. Thanks.
Sure. Yeah.
But
yeah, that was a really cute scene because they'd had a scene earlier where she told him, "Oh, I'm going to go do this." You could kind of see like him being sad, but
supportive still. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
everything they do is perfect. They're perfection.
So there's also this plot line where Jack is trying to help this single mother that the husband has gone away because he can't deal with the pressure and the stress and whatever. And so he's like trying to bring them back together.
And he was like, well, I didn't know I had a kid.
Yeah.
See, I just feel like it would have been such a good point because I really feel like they were saying that Gowen was the biological father of the kid. I would have thought it was a perfect opportunity to show a soft side to Gowen where, like, he finds out about this and he ends up giving advice to the kid, like, you don't want to give up on the woman you love and your child. Like, that would have been fun.
Yeah, I can see that. I never thought that about Gowen, but I can see what you're saying. So it's the end of episode 6 where they get the fine where Abigail makes she begs for Cody, and you get the impassioned pleas, they say. So
yeah, I guess.
and then the end of the season, we have Jack's mother, Brooke Shields, coming into town, and I was not a fan. Did you like this?
No, I didn't. And I don't know why. I mean, I love Brooke Shields, and I think she did a good job. I just felt like it was just a contrivance to try to keep Jack and Elizabeth apart. Because for some reason they just don't want that to happen yet, which I don't think is necessary.
You and I know we both we don't mind contrivances, or we wouldn't watch Hallmark movies. But I don't know. She just felt very modern to me, and the show feels very modern. I wasn't a big fan of that whole plot line. I don't know.
No, I'm like, I feel like I could be happy to see his mom come back in the future. It's just what she ended up doing while she was on the show, which was essentially nothing. She didn't really bring Jack and Elizabeth closer to each other. She didn't help Elizabeth find out something about herself. She didn't help Jack figure something else about himself. I mean, she was just there basically because Brooke Shields was like, yeah, sure, I'll be in your show. Which
was basically caused some conflict for Elizabeth, is sort of the idea. But
not any more than a roommate would have caused. There was nothing really in the dynamic of her being Jack's mom that made it more of a conflict, you know? I mean, even if it was just some random roommate, Elizabeth would have reacted in the same sort of like, oh, I'm sorry, let me help you kind of way.
Yeah.
So I don't know that it necessarily created anything for the storyline.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it really did.
I liked seeing Brooke Shields, and I hope she comes back and is able to do something a little bit more fun in the future.
Yeah.
But the storyline itself didn't really work for me.
Yeah. Rosemary is planning her wedding, and it towards the end, she, of course, she wants it to be a huge thing at first.
Yeah.
And is very excited. And then you also have Gowen and Nora and all of that going down. So they kind of
and then so the Rosemary's big fancy wedding thing was a fun storyline to follow it going through, because it was fun to watch her plan and be excited and be a bossy person.
Right.
And then what ultimately happens because of the miners' mudslide, right?
Yep. So this is at the neighboring mine, Silverton mine.
Yeah, it was actually so amazing watching Rosemary, like, because we've always been told that Rosemary is sort of flitty and lame, but I don't really see that all the time. I think she's just being showy.
Yeah.
And people are saying like she's super selfish, but I don't really think that she is. Not at her core. I think she's just showy, right? And she's just trying to do whatever will be the most grandiose thing. And she just sees herself as a star, not necessarily coming from a place of selfishness. Anyway, but being able to see her without even a moment's hesitation, like offer up all of her stuff for the relief effort, basically. It was really great, because I feel like it was something that we've always seen Rosemary capable of doing. We just haven't seen her have a real opportunity to do it. So I really enjoyed seeing that. And when she was like, "They'll be the best bandages of whatever she said," was so funny.
Yeah. So she rips up she lets her fabric for the bridesmaids' dresses be used for bandages, and then she gives all of her wedding food to the people in need. So it's really cute.
It is really cute,
and it does end with their wedding,
which is adorable, and it's the best, and it really boosts the show, the series. I feel like the whole series itself was pretty not great. I'm gonna not lie, because it was just a lot of storylines and plots and a lot of focus on either the children being geniuses, and that's just a very repetitive storyline for me, or storylines that I'm not super interested in, like
I agree.
Frank being an outlaw, or Gowen and Nora,
Bill Avery and stuff. Agreed.
But then this final episode really put it, up into a better place than it would have been without this final episode. The season 2 crowns, and it was probably like 1 crown, and then it got an extra boost by how much I liked Prayers from the Heart, the finale. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked season 4 even less. I'd say 2.5 for me for this one. So that basically covers most of season 3. We'll cover the Christmas special as part of our season 4 episode, and it'll be interesting to see what happens to our characters, and how after Rosemary and Lee's wedding kind of ended on a high with this season, we'll look forward to talking about season 4. So where can people find you?
So people can find me. I'm on Twitter at Amber Brainwaves. And then also they can find our podcast on at Hallmarkies Pod on Twitter, at Hallmarkies Podcast on Instagram, and soon to be on hallmarkiespodcast.com.
Yeah, so we're working on getting things together, and trying to improve things each day. So we're having a lot of fun with it. We're enjoying it. So please support us on those social medias. You can follow me at Smiling LDS Girl on social media, and at 54 Disney Reviews is my blog. And you please follow us on iTunes. If you can put comments or reviews, that starring us, that's very helpful. And thanks so much.
Okay, bye guys.
Okay, bye.